discover this journey of discovery. Finding you, I'm finding me. Finding you, I'm finding me. Now that I have someone special who brings out the joy, inside of me.
Hello guys, this is gonna be a very casual video. It's actually gonna be a mukbang video. I have Wendy's here. I've got their fries, their burger, spicy nuggets, and a Dr. Pepper. I never drink soda, but I didn't have Powerade. I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about social anxiety. I low-key have been not regretting, but I've been avoiding filming this video, thinking about it. I don't like saying that I have social anxiety. I'd rather say that I deal with social anxiety sometimes, especially, honestly, I didn't even realize that that's what it was, because yes, fun facts about me, I was in therapy, before I left home, I was in therapy for almost 2 years, and then when I came out here, I got back into therapy, and I was in therapy for almost a year. Now I'm gonna get back into therapy. Insurance issues, don't ask. So that. But I was listening to Amanda Seale's podcast, and she was explaining the way that she feels. I mean, I think I mentioned this in a previous, and she has to go around new people or new crowds. She kind of hangs back and watches. And I've been like that ever since I was a kid. Before we get any deeper, okay, I'm really hungry. The actual definition of social anxiety is the fear of social situations that involve interaction with other people. You could say social anxiety is the fear and anxiety of being negatively judged and evaluated by other people. It is It is a pervasive disorder and causes anxiety and fear in most all areas of a person's life. Bruh, let's talk about it. Okay, I like the ranch. I mean, the barbecue better than the ranch. Ranch is alright. So, what kind of, moving to LA, I feel like it wasn't, I didn't experience a lot of it moving to LA because I was so focused on getting here and the journey, and I was so overwhelmed with other emotions that the fact that I would have to be meeting new people and doing all this stuff was on the back burner, but I was excited about that. And where I work, how they do the interview process is you interview with a group of people, and all those people are in your hiring group. So you guys are kind of going through this journey together. You have a small support group. Everybody's new. You guys are all going through it. So, oh my god, the spice got me. So when I feel like the first time I experienced social anxiety, that's kind of a jump. Okay, so I'll finish one thought. So at the theater, I didn't really have to think about it. I grew into all the people. I know everybody. I'm really comfortable there. But when I started working at SoulCycle, I kind of like, my anxiety hit the roof because everybody knew each other. I was a new person coming in. I have trouble opening up at first, which, hold on. So, perception about people with social anxiety. This, when I read it for the first time, blew my freaking mind. Okay, so I feel like new angle. I feel like this is better because you can see the food. And okay, but now I clear my glasses because I can't see. So, okay, perception of people with social anxiety blew my mind because before I read it, I would describe myself as I suppress my personality when I feel I suppress my personality when I feel anxious or when I feel like, why talk? People are gonna judge you, or what you're saying is stupid and nobody wants to listen, or I say it too quietly and they don't hear me, and sometimes it comes off as ignoring me. Oh my god, side story. Literally the most me thing I've ever experienced in my life was oh my god, hold on. Last time I'm switching. So, Humble the Poet and Lily Singh came to my theater, and like I feel like I have very good facial recognition skills when it comes to celebrities. Like, when I saw Diggy Simmons, girl, I saw the back of his head, and I'm like, that's Diggy Simmons, and I literally started crying. Which is hard to keep to yourself when you're at Ticket Drop and you have to rip people's tickets and greet them. Who is literally like less than 10 feet away from me. But I saw her. I told my coworker. My coworker takes off running after her. I'm running behind her, but we're trying to like discreetly run so no, it doesn't raise suspicion. Good job. I should have asked for 2 ranches or 2 barbecues. So they're going to like validate their ticket, and I'm standing like right behind her, and I'm like, hi. I was like, hi Lily, I watch your videos, I'm a fan. And literally no reaction. Like, she didn't even see me. Didn't even know I was talking to her, scanned her ticket, and then walked away. I'm like, this is not a her thing. This is definitely a me thing. She definitely did not hear me or see me, recognize me. But then people tend to walk through us like employees. They just think that we're doing our job. So, you know. Anyways, perception of people with social anxiety. I 100% agree. Okay, the definition, it's socialphobias.com, if you're wondering what my source is. It says, people with social anxiety are many times seen by others as being shy, quiet, backward, withdrawn, inhabited, unfriendly, nervous, aloof, and disinterested. I 100% know that a lot of my coworkers at SoulCycle probably think I'm disinterested in what they're saying. But in all reality, I just am nervous to contribute to the conversation. Like, there'll be so many times where they're talking about personal issues in front of me, and I'm like they're friends, and I'm like inside, I'm like, can I comment? Am I supposed to comment? Should I just ignore it, act like it's not happening? So what do? Act like it's not happening and walk away. Because I'd rather that than somebody snap on me for being in their business. Yep. I just like, I wanna get over it, because there have been so many times in my life that I wanted to be friends with people, but I couldn't do it, or it was hard for me, or I felt like I was weird around them, or awkward, so I just kind of walked away. Like, in high school, all like the preppier kids, we call them preppy. They were just probably regular fun people. Like, they seemed like they were having so much fun, and they were all cliquey and groupy. They were all the kind of people that went to school dances together. Like, they all would show up at each other's house, and like a big group. I love being included in group activities. Like, when somebody invites me somewhere, or it literally like almost makes me cry, because it shows that like they want to hang out with you, and they like think they want you to be part of the group. Now, of course, I'll always contemplate not going because I'm nervous about being in a large group. Like, for instance, my coworkers had invited me to a Halloween party, and I was so nervous about going. If Emily hadn't been, I probably wouldn't have gone. Or wholeheartedly, I probably wouldn't have gone. But because literally sometimes she's my rock. Like, I would trust her with like half my life. It depends on the situation. Because sometimes it's just like, I know that like we're going to be cool no matter what, and if some stuff goes down, we got each other's back. We are the first people out of the situation. She's a freezer, so I would technically be the first person out of the situation, have to come back for her ass. I have a very strong fight or flight. I mean, if you saw the Halloween Horror Nights vlog, then you know that. So, like, I want to be closer with them. Like, they're all really good friends, and I'm like, I want to be closer to people. Like, I literally have maybe like a few people that I'm sort of close with. Like, even I wholeheartedly believe in meeting people where they are, and I feel like all of us that I live with, we're in a transitional period in our lives. So it's really hard to get to know people when we're in transition. For instance, this guy that I was seeing, he thought he was able to date, but in all reality, he was in a lull. He had just finished one part of his life, and then he was going into the next part of his life, but in between figuring that out, he was in a lull, where he thought he had place for a person, and he didn't. And he later figured that out. And then I'm like, okay. So, yeah, but I'm in a transitional period, but I also am very good about making room for people. Like, yes, I work a double. I might get up at 4 in the morning, work till 1, have a break in the middle, and then work till close. But if I deem you important, I will make time for you somewhere in that day. If it's just grabbing coffee, if it's just talking on the phone with you, like, I feel that is important. Like, my mom, I could easily just be like, Mom, I'm busy right now, I'm tired, I can't. But I love my mom so much, and I respect her so much. She's a very important part of my life, even though she doesn't live here. I will make time for my mom anytime. I'll be at work. I will go to the bathroom and be like, what's up? I think it's important for you to make room for people in your life. And when people are in transition, they don't know how to do that. And I feel like when you have your stuff together, it's easier for people to make room for people. It's easier for you to be like, yeah, like, let's go out and get some drinks, and like, it's easier for people to do that. But one thing I want to do to help me get out of my social anxiety, even though it's probably going to make me have a panic attack, and I'm okay with that because that means I'm growing. Because I remember the first panic attack I had at Soul Cycle. I bet my manager doesn't even know that it was a panic attack. Like, I was already having, like, a really bad, actually, yeah, I've had 2 at Soul Cycle so far. So the first one was, I'd come in, and I'd come in, and I was feeling kind of off anyways, like I didn't really want to be there. I was feeling anxious, and for people who don't know what anxious feeling is, it's like your stomach is turning, like I couldn't catch my breath, so I would constantly be like, like deep breaths, taking it in and out, trying to calm myself down. Because I kept telling myself, like, it's okay. You only have like 4 hours here. You're gonna be gone. And then it was 2 coworkers that are really good friends. So of course, like, they're gonna talk to each other, and I didn't really know them. So of course, like, I'm like standing off to the side, just like pretending to be busy. Oh my God, it's really hard to talk about. Like, it's actually really hard to talk about. Because it's kind of embarrassing because I didn't really want that to happen. Especially, like, I think I'd only been working there for, like, 3 months. Like, barely 3 months. So, they were talking, and then, like, I just didn't feel included at all. I didn't know how to include myself. And, like, I was telling myself, like, do you want to just say something? Just say something. Just comment or get into the conversation. And the first 6 months of me working there, that happened a lot. Like, they would be talking and I'd want to, like, intervene, but I couldn't because I didn't feel that it was my place or I should. I didn't know them. I didn't know their personalities. And, like I've been singled out so many times for just, like, trying to, oh my God, we're not going to get emotional. I've been singled out so many times, like, in group settings for, like, saying something or, like, being like, do you ever think before you talk? And like, it's like from somebody close to me, and like, even now, like, it still hurt. It was embarrassing. It was hurting because I already struggle with, like, speaking and, like, speaking up, especially, like, when I'm by myself, like, one-on-one interaction, I'm good. Like, I can, like, it's still kind of hard because I might come off, like, I might just say the first thing that comes into my mind without thinking about it. But, like, I love interacting with people. I love getting to know people. It's just really hard for me in a group setting because I've had bad experiences. And those bad experiences have shown me or, like, conditioned me to kind of, like, be on the guard, because that's what it is, like, fear. Anyways, okay, let's continue with the story. So, they were talking, and then, like, I went into the bathroom, and I was like, calm down. It's not that serious, just keep busy. You only have, like, 2 hours left. So I had to go on my 30-minute break, and I was dying to go on my break. I was like, I need to breathe. I need to, like, calm down. So I left work. I clocked out and I went on my break, and I went on a walk. Like, I parked my car at a lot. That lot is about 8 to 10 minute walk. So I took that 8 to 10 minute walk. There's a bench next to the lot. I sat down on the bench, and I kind of just cried. I, like, let it rip. I was hoping that it would kind of, like, me letting it out right then would, like, help me get through the next, like, 2 hours. It didn't. So I went back and I was like, you gotta pull yourself together. You cannot let the people see you cry. So, oh my God. So I went back, clocked back in, and then I just kind of did deep breathing. One of my coworkers is coming in, and I really like her. It's always easier to talk to her. Like, she's never made me feel some type of way. None of them have actually intentionally made me feel some type of way, but no matter, like, first day, last day, 7 months, 8 months, 2 years, she talks to everybody the same way. You know, like, she includes you in the conversation. I never feel weird around her. So she came in, and I was like, thank God. But it was time for me to go, and I could not find my keys. For the life of me, I could not find my keys. I went all the way to my car to look and see if they were in my car. They were not in my car. I called the studio again to see if anybody had found them. Nobody found them. And then, like, I know that they weren't in my car. I remember taking them with me. So I literally waited in the parking lot for 2 hours for a locksmith person to come and open my car. Ta-da! Keys are not in the car. I knew they weren't in the car. So I had been crying the entire 2 hours that I was waiting for the car, like talking to my mom, looking up, because like the key is $200. Yeah, $200. And I was already having a bad day. I was already like at my wit's end. So I'm like, they have to be at SoulCycle. So I try my tears. My face is raw at this point. But I mean, being African American, nobody can fucking tell when you're crying or when you're upset. Only if your eyes are red. So I walked back to SoulCycle, put myself together, and I was like, hey, have you guys seen my keys? The whole time I'm trying not to just bawl my eyes out because I'm so upset. I'm literally on the verge of a panic attack. I can barely breathe. I'm looking around the studio, and then I hear from the back, hey, Joanna, are these your keys? My manager is holding up the keys, and she's walking them to me, and I burst out in tears and had, like, what is it? What's it called? Hyperventilating. Oh my God, duh. I burst out in tears, and I'm hyperventilating, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I honestly just cannot get into it. I cannot tell her that I've only been here for 3 months. I feel like so alone, and like I don't fit in. I wanted to quit. I really did. And for the longest time after that, I would go to SoulCycle and be so scared that I was gonna have that panic attack again at any time, because of just like the way that I felt. Like, my social anxiety was so high. The fact that, like, I would literally go to my theater, walk through the doors, and feel a weight lifted off of my shoulders. Yes, dramatic AF. But I would I would feel so, like, heavy and crappy. And then once I went to my theater, like, I would just be so airy and lifted because I knew everybody. And I knew how to have, like, a simple conversation with them because I knew them, and there was no pressure. And it's not just SoulCycle, it's not just the theater. That's how it's always been. Like, even when I was in high school, I was so nervous to go to the main high school after middle school that I literally ran to the frickin' principal's office and signed up to go to New Tech, because New Tech's a smaller school. Literally, like, all of my friends had went to New Tech. So it was so much easier, so much smaller, so much easier to deal with. I didn't really have a lot of social anxiety. And then I started Dutch dance. But then all my friends started Dutch dance. I started cheer. And none of my friends started cheer. So I had to deal with that all over again. Like, oh my God. I literally, this is a drinking game. If you're watching my video, every time I say literally, you have to take a shot. Because literally getting on my nerves. I can hear myself saying it. I remember getting back from an away game and feeling so defeated because I wanted to start a cheer and I started it, but nobody could hear me. Nobody could hear me, so nobody started. And all I could see is my cheer coach, Lisa, going like this, louder, louder. So then everybody could start cheering too. I wanted to disappear. Like, disappear. And then, this is so hard. Because I just remember all of those feelings. Girl. Let's sip on that. I remember all of those feelings that I had. I wanted to walk home and cry. I was so excited to walk home and cry because I just felt like I just needed a good cry. I had worked so hard to get into cheer. Like, Bring It On had been my favorite movies. I really, really wanted to just be on the cheer team and make friends. It's really hard, like, having this and not knowing what's going on, because I didn't know I had anxiety when I was in high school. My doctor had diagnosed me with anxiety and depression when I had my first ever panic attack in college. Anyways, I was about to walk home. It's probably 7 at night. My hometown is fairly safe. It was fairly safe at that time. At this time, no, I don't know what's going on over there. And then I'd walked that path several times. I knew it. I didn't think anything was going to happen to me. I'm probably 16, 17. Yeah. And I had started walking, and then I don't remember who it was, but one of my a gangle of my cheer sisters had rode past and saw me walking and yelled at me and was like, "Get in this car! I can't believe you're gonna walk home." So I had to hold back all of my tears until I got home. But I mean, putting them all together and reading these definitions, it makes sense. And then I want to overcome it. I'm really tired of having because if you guys have never had a panic attack, it's really scary because you literally feel like you're dying. And I didn't know what was happening the first time. I literally was like, oh my god, I think this will be the last story because I think we're 36 minutes in. The first time I ever had a panic attack, I was in Spanish class in college. I hadn't taken Spanish probably about 8 years. I hadn't taken Spanish since I was in 5th grade. No, not even 5th grade, 2nd grade. I took French for 2 years, and if you know anything about French and Spanish, yes, they're very similar, but me being borderline dyslexic, I get everything mixed up. It takes me longer to learn things, and it takes special, I have to really, really work at it in order to get it. So, my guidance counselor, dumbass, thought it would be a bright idea to put me in Spanish 1. Given there were so many native speakers that it wasn't even a regular Spanish class because she thought everybody got it and would move on. I didn't get it, and everybody at my table, except for one girl, She literally cried because of her exam because she didn't get it. She was Filipino. She's Filipino and spoke very little English. So I was at a table of 4 people, and then like we're all supposed to utilize the people around us. And then whenever I would try to ask for help, or be like, hey, like, did you guys get this? Did you guys get that? Because we were supposed to fill it out first and then see if everybody else got the same answer. They would never answer me. They would just ignore me and work with the other girl. What the heck? So, like, given that I was already feeling like, why am I in this class? I don't want to be here. Like, I already feel like I'm not getting it. I don't, like, nothing. So, one day, like, she had lined us all around the classroom. Like, we were all lined the walls of the classroom, and we had to conjugate. She was going to pick us, and we had to conjugate for the whole class. Excuse me? I was dreading it because, like, I was having trouble. Like, I've always had trouble with language. Trying to learn French again. So, when it came to me, I did fine. It was easy. When it came to me, I did fine. It was alright. But we sat down and we were trying to we had to read something together. And I had asked to go to the bathroom because I literally felt like I was going to burst out in tears in class. So I went into the hallway, caught my breath, and I was like, do you want to just go in, get your backpack, and leave? So I went in, packed up my stuff, and left. And I felt so bad for leaving because I felt like I'd just been defeated. That when I cried all the way home, got into my room, and I started to have a panic attack. I couldn't catch my breath at all. I was crying hysterically. I literally thought I was going to die. Like, this is what it feels like to die. Like, my stomach was in my throat. Worst feeling ever. And my mom was like, you need to go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, talked to her for a little bit. She had me fill out a couple pieces of paper, some assessments, and she diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. She wanted to get me on medicine, and my mom was like, no. But because of that, my insurance paid for me to go to a therapist of my choosing. I had a therapist, talked to her. Yeah, and that was that. And then didn't really have another one until it was like 2 weeks before I was supposed to leave. Anyways, that's enough stories. The reason for making this video is that, like, not everybody is standoffish or withdrawn or doesn't want to talk. Maybe it's, like, really hard for them to open up. I.e. me. I want to bring more awareness to, like, social anxiety. Like, yes, my generation is known for, like, having a lot of mental problems or being socially awkward. But I've always been this way. Last story, because this is getting ridiculously long. Last story is that when I was younger, I used to, like, go and spend the night over my friend's house. And when, like, all the fun was gone and everything was done and everybody would go to sleep, and I would get so worked up that I'd want to go home after that. I'm scared. I don't feel comfortable here. Like, at the time, I didn't know why. I just wanted to go home. I wanted my mom. I didn't want to be here anymore. The fun was gone. I'm done. There was nothing to, like, keep me calm and sated. So literally I would scream. I want my mama. Until she would come get me. Mom has never had a car since I've been in this world, or like I have recollection, my mom has never driven. So she would have to find somebody to come pick me up. She would love to tell you guys the story. Love to tell you the story. But that's the truth. Ask anybody in my life. Yes, I was a crybaby. Thus, Sista Convo. I still cry over everything and nothing, and sometimes I'm just really hard. And I needed that. Let's do it up. Literally, I've always had it. Didn't know what it was. Not because quote unquote cool. A lot of people have it, and it's really hard to deal with sometimes, especially like when you feel like you have no control. Like some things I want to do to get over my social anxiety is invite myself out with people. And I'm like, what if they don't want me there? I want to like create something. Like, hey guys, let's go to like taco night. Let's go get margaritas. And then I'm like, what if they don't want to go? Or like, what if they don't show up? Or like, that is very common here. People in LA are so fucking late. I'd rather just stay home in my bed where I know that I'm safe. I'm safe and I don't have to feel those feelings and nothing else. Anyways, this video is getting hella long. Thank you guys for joining my mukbang TED Talk, because that's what it feels like it was. 45 minutes of me telling you my anxieties, my social anxiety story, and trying to bring awareness and talking about more personal things on my channel. I mean, you guys have heard me cry about a boy, which that situation, another day, another story. Yeah, literally thinking about it makes you want to like punch him in the face. Anyways, yeah. I hope you guys like videos like this. If you feel like you've dealt with something like this, or even like you have something that you want to talk about, feel free to message me or follow me on Instagram, or leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get a new video every time I upload. I thank you guys for following me and watching me cry, because this is really hard to talk about. I've literally been, last drink, I've been avoiding making this video for so long just because I don't want to acknowledge it. I don't want to talk about it. It's really hard to talk about. But yeah, so I will see y'all in the next one. All of my food is cold, so I'm gonna warm it up. Have a good day and make conversation with people.